So here's the mobility routine. We're gonna start lay on your back, hug the back of your thigh. Nice, easy toes to the ceiling, to your face. And then bend your knee, straighten your knee, keep your toes pointed up towards your face as you're doing this. Go 7 or 8 on each of these. And cross your ankle over your right knee, reach through that hole and hug. You should get a really good stretch in the outside of your right hip and your glute muscle right in that cheek. Think about keeping like your back and your shoulders pressed into the ground. With this, it's easy to curl up. Make sure you're able to breathe in these positions. And then we'll switch sides. Straighten out the left leg. Straighten out the right. Lifting toes, little ankle pumps here. And then again, bend and straighten your knee. Keep your toes pointed up to you. And then take that right leg, cross it over your left knee, and hug. Again, make sure you can breathe in this position. If you can't quite get to there, keep your left leg on the ground, and then drop your right knee, and if you can and you want to, push that right knee down. Some of us will have to start there. You can work your way up to this position. And while we're in this position, this is not for your sciatic nerve, but it's just good for us. Knees bent, reach your hands up over your head, take a couple big deep breaths here. And then exhale, bring your hands to your knees, and then inhale and go up again. You can kind of play with that position. So when your hands are up, sometimes I like to try to touch my pinkies to the floor or turn my thumbs out. That gets a little more mobility up in my shoulders. So play around with that. Don't be afraid to move. You're really not going to hurt yourself with this stuff unless you kind of violently go into a position. So play around with that. Roll yourself up. Another one that I like to do here is this kind of long sit. So I have to work on my posture. So does everybody on the planet. Up as tall as you can. And then hands go up. Kind of like you were just doing. You shouldn't see your hands. So if your hands have to be out here, we got to work on getting full mobility of that upper part of your spine. And your hand should almost stay behind your ears. If there was a wall behind you, your hands would be on the wall. You will feel this work in your shoulder blades, the upper parts of your shoulder, the upper parts of your back. Make sure you can breathe in these positions. So when you're up here, breathe. If it means you have to come forward to be able to get a full breath in, fine. Oh gosh, I gotta do that. And then let's flip, actually while we're here, we'll do some hip 90-90s. So all that is sitting here, you can post your hands up behind you and your knee and your heel should touch on opposite sides. I gotta adjust because my dog is here. And everybody knows you cannot disturb the dog when he is sleeping, of course. This should feel really good in your hips. If it's uncomfortable, don't go as far. If it's easy or you feel like you can go more, then put your hands in your lap and then lean into that. If you didn't have a dog right here, you can just keep your feet in the same position. Again, this 90-90 position, and then I like to lean forward. Sometimes I'll even add like a reach into that. Oh, that feels good in my low back. And then same thing, I'll go this way. And I'll let it reach. Oh. Those are all good. Another fan favorite is this cat-cow position. So, drop your head, arch your back, exhale. Arch your back, lift your head, inhale. So, I heard another physical therapist describe this as flossing your spine. And I really like that. Because that's what we're doing. You're running your spinal cord through the canal in between the bones that it runs through. And by doing that, you're improving its mobility. By improving its mobility, you're reducing the likeliness that it gets compressed. And if it's not compressed, you have normal function. When it is compressed, you can get numbness and tingling, you can get weakness in areas, you can get sciatic pain, all kinds of things. So those are all good. And then while we're here, this is my favorite. We call this the world's greatest stretch. So from that cat-cow position, just bring your left foot up towards the outside of your right hand. And then switch sides. And I will rock back and forth and lean into this. Right. And then even from there, keep one hand planted and reach up. Let your eyes follow your hand with this. I was actually just talking, my cousin just had a baby, and we were talking about movements and expectations at different ages. And tummy time's a big one when they're real little. And one of the first steps of tummy time, we can go down and all do our own tummy time, is being able to lift our head and our chest and also bear weight through our arms. And once we are able to lift our head and our chest, then kids start to look. And when kids start to look, kids then start to roll. So I'll do a whole nother series on rolling because that's good for us too. But even in this position, getting your head and chest up off the ground and practicing that and going back to our roots is really important. So start with that. That's plenty. And keep moving.